The Babolat Masters Cup brings the top-ranked touch tennis players in the world to the Tolworth Recreation Centre in southwest London for a high-quality tournament at the pinnacle of this rapidly growing sport. World number one Elliot Mould, who's 26, is a professional player and is on an unbeaten streak of 11 tournament wins since 2015. Certainly the man to watch. Known as the Machine, former world number one Simon Roberts from Bolton has won an amazing 24 tournaments since starting in the sport just 4 years ago. Stu the Cannon Searle is known for his big accurate serving, has moved up to number 5 in the world and is a force to contend with here today. But any one of them could rise to the occasion and take this, the most prestigious title in the sport.
Today is the season-ending championship of touch tennis. The 16 highest-ranked players in the world have qualified for a sort of knockout tournament here today. So group matches is a one-set shootout, so it's almost sudden death from the start, so there's some really close matches. As we move to quarter-finals and semi-finals, it goes to best of 3 sets. From a fan's point of view, the actual high pace, the tempo of the games is fantastic. You're so close to the action as well, so you really feel, you see the movement on the ball, the deviations on the ball, and you actually think as a spectator, I could do that. I think that's one of the great things about this sport, that you feel I could be on that court doing that. It doesn't look that difficult, although they're playing at a high level.
Touch tennis is played on a compact court, but uses a similar scoring system to conventional tennis.
It's similar to normal tennis, sort of the 15, 30, 40 deuce, etc. But it's a shorter set score, so they only play to four games. And at 4 games all, it's a tie-break system where they play first to 5 points. There are obviously the common similarities with the actual style of the game, but it's a much quicker game because the ball's a sponge, it adapts to the surface. It's quite a nice way for sort of beginners as well to get introduced to the game. These are the top guys in this game, so it's going to be very interesting. It can be tough to keep up with the pace. You've got to obviously keep an eye on the ball. It does travel very quick out here.
A round robin, the first stage of the event, saw 8 players eliminated, with just 2 advancing from each group to the quarter-finals. That set up some fascinating confrontations. Commentators Guy McCree and tennis star Marcus Willis take us through the quarter-finals as we join this, the first match in the first set.
It's wide. I thought that was wide myself. Maybe yeah. I'm a cheat. Wow.
Oh, wow. What a rally.
Mould. Set points then for Mould.
Good hitting there.
4-3. Mould.
He's struggling with the power today a little bit. Look at that. Inspiring stuff.
Oh, that's some return to take.
That's what he needs to do, take it early, otherwise he's eating that sign.
Elliot Mould there doing enough to take that opening set on the tie-break 5 points to 3.
On the wide serve here. He is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually similar to the set point.
You need that too.
Tie-break in the first set, that. And it's
even if he makes the return, it's not that. He's ready for that.
Oh, he's lost it. In the end there, on a fault, the match point, and College's brave challenger in this quarter-final comes to an end, and Mould, the world number one, the defending champion, is through to the semi-finals in straight sets.
Now on centre court, it's the match between Simon Roberts and McAneves, with Roberts serving for the first set.
Oh, lucky way there, but he does seal the first of the set points, and Simon Roberts wins the opening set here against McAneves, 4 games to 2.
Yeah, you do wonder, because some tennis players have played this and they're not. These guys would take them to pieces.
40 love.
Obviously, they've got hand-eye, they're basically all right level, but no, it is a different ball game. Pardon the pun.
Game,
He's
set,
done that very easily in the end. He really pulled clear in that quarter-final impressively. Simon Roberts doesn't drop a game in the second set and puts away McAneves pretty easily. 4-2 and 4-love, and Roberts into another Masters Cup semi-final here in Tolworth.
Also moving through to the semi-final stage is Stuart Searle after defeating Adam Hassan, the world number 3, while 7th-ranked Ed Ellis defeated 8th-ranked Ben Minsky. So just how different is touch tennis to playing the more conventional game, and what does it take to win?
I'd say one thing you really need to have is good levels of fitness so you can last a day. Not just physical fitness but mental fitness, because after a lot of matches and concentrating it can be quite draining. Another thing I think you really need to succeed in touch tennis is a good serve, and have to have a good level of pace but consistency, because in touch tennis you only get one serve. If you miss your serve, it's basically a gift to your opponent. If you miss your serve, you've given them a point. The last thing I'd say is you need to have really good movement, and that means getting a good grip underfoot, using whatever surface it is to get a good balance, low centre of gravity, move nice and quick side to side, forward and back, because it's not a big space that you're covering, but because it's not a big space you have to have quite good reactions and get there nice and quickly for the ball.
The main singles is a mixed event and women can qualify, but they also have a separate singles event featuring the top 5 in their rankings. Joanna Horn takes the ladies singles here at Tolworth. Coburn made a real match of it and gave it her all, but the power and control from Horn was just a bridge too far after a great comeback year. Moving on now into the semi-finals, and first up is the match between Ed Ellis and Stuart Searle, with Searle serving to take the first set.
He's not as comfortable up there as his opponent.
Made the right move. A great defence from Ellis there. I mean, those volleys, the high ones especially with no pace on, they're tough. At 30 all.
Great point.
He's got the ace off the net.
Yeah, that's allowed.
But he went down the tee there, so he's got the different serves. Ellis can't get a read on it. Too good.
He's come through, he's taken the deciding point again, and he's taken the set with it. Stuart Searle, 4-1. Still match point. It's all over this time. The third match point, the deciding point is the one, and Stuart Searle is into this year's Babolat Masters Cup final with a victory over Ed Ellis. He's third out of 3 in their head-to-head meetings. Still hasn't lost a set to him. 4-1, 4-1 this time, and Searle is first into the final here in Tolworth.
I've played Ed a few times. We play quite different games, similar from the back of the court, but Ed uses his serve to sort of push someone out wide and get into the point. I try and use mine to sort of try to dominate the point as soon as I can. So I thought if I can get an early break on his serve, then I can hopefully be comfortable and take the rest of the set. I've played Elliot a bunch of times and never won, but this year I got as close as I ever have done, and I was 2 points away from winning. Roberts doesn't ever miss, so for me to win either match, really, I have to play 100% pace, attacking all the time, which is a challenge, but it's one I'm looking forward to.
Stuart Searle through to the final, and another big semi-final match coming up. And we also have star attraction Marcus Willis in an exhibition game against the top-selling rapper, the amazing Sean Paul from Jamaica. Welcome back to the Touch Tennis Babolat Masters Cup in London. It's been a day of first-class competition and one finalist is already decided, with some top seeds falling along the way. Now we're straight into the second semi as we join what could be the highlight match of the day between world number 1 Elliot Mould and the former number 1 Simon Roberts. Commentators Guy McCree and Marcus Willis pick up in what has been a really close opening set.
Let him do it.
Oh no.
He still is.
It's very surprising to see this from the world number 1. He's a little bit rattled here with the way the set's gone on. Set points for Roberts.
I've seen this before from Elliot. I've also been on the other end of the chopping, and
it'd be interesting if that had dribbled over, if Mould could have dealt with that.
No.
Still one more set point, and of course another one. Let's go to a deciding point.
I'd rather be Roberts than Mould right now. Not now though, not when I have to run after.
Oh no!
Run after one of those forehands again.
Pulled it wide, and the defending champion, the world number 1, is set down here, Elliot Mould, to Simon Roberts, who takes it 5 games to 3.
Wow.
Oh, first of all, the get off the return from Roberts was ridiculous, but how about that?
Forehand again. That's his best shot. You don't give him that one cross court.
Break back points. Oh no.
Still feel Roberts is in control.
30-40.
The break point. That's what everything you said, Marcus, about Simon Roberts' level of defence there. So high again. And now we have match point. 2 break points served. Of course, it is another break point, but it's also match point here for Simon Roberts. It's long. And wow, we do have the historic moment in touch tennis history. Elliot Mould, the defending champion world number 1, is out of this year's Babolat Masters Cup. He's lost for the first time in singles in touch tennis for a year and a half. Simon Roberts is the man who's beaten the world number 1. 5-3 and 4-1, and he's into the final here in Tolworth. Quite the performance.
It's a shame to break that record because, you know, a bit of a legacy going on there. But to be honest, I don't feel like I went wrong anywhere. Like, Simon has a winning record over me anyway. When he starts getting me low on my backhand with that slice, it's an uphill battle. Tactically, I just couldn't get into the position that I needed to be. He's just too fast and he defended too well.
The shock of the day then, Elliot Mould falls to Simon Roberts, who books his place in the final. But before that, we have a special exhibition match. Chart-topping Jamaican rapper Sean Paul is in town. He's here to enjoy his first touch tennis event and is taking on none other than ATP professional Marcus Willis. He famously reached the second round of Wimbledon this year, losing to the mighty Roger Federer on centre court, but winning the nation's hearts. Tennis star Marcus Willis began playing touch tennis a few years ago and has become a strong ambassador for the sport.
Touch tennis and tennis are very similar in my opinion. Obviously touch tennis, you've got a smaller court. It's a lot more explosive, a lot more dynamic. The score system makes it very dramatic. You can't get away with not focusing for too long. Tennis, you can come in off an easy ball and put it away. In touch tennis, you need to have very good hands or know what you're doing. You get the feel for it pretty quickly. But no, it's good fun.
Here we go then, with a fun one-set exhibition match.
Got
words, Paul. Oh, there's a chance there. Willis losing his footing. Brick coming back into this game, saving the break points. So that's the other key thing about touch tennis. Another aspect is we have a deciding point now, no ad scoring. Oh, how about that? How lucky can you get? We have no ad scoring. We also have a no-let rule, and what a way to deliver the ace. No-let rule really working out for Marcus Willis there. Rather generous call on the serve there to start with. But it allows Paul to save the first of the points here against his serve.
That's a terrible way to finish the match. Game, set, match, Willis. However...
This is a slightly different interpretation of the touch tennis rules. As I understand it here from Rashid Ahmed, I think the next point wins.
Which side?
Willis has won the regulation set, but he puts it all on the line here. This is the deciding point for the EXO. Coming up right now, Willis to serve. Won the set, but he can lose it all here. Oh, he's gone long. It's a fault from Willis, and Paul has won the EXO.
Yeah, amazing sport. I mean, I play tennis like as a recreational sport. Try to keep fit. Been doing so for a few years now. A couple friends at home, and this I think is an added piece of the training now. I'm gonna get one of these. This is dope.
It was tough going up against Marcus. Obviously, Wimbledon second round.
Well, first of all, just his name alone gave me a lot of nerves. Right. It was pretty easy to beat him.
The crowd was certainly backing you, Sean.
They were backing me, and it was cool. It was fun. That's what I play tennis for, to just have fun. So touch tennis is now on my roster now, man.
Now we move into the final showdown in front of an excited crowd, looking to see who'll claim the impressive Babolat Masters Cup trophy. Big serving Stuart Searle is always tough to beat, but he's facing the machine that is Simon Roberts.
Excellent serving from Searle. It's much more than that to stay in this match at the moment, the way Roberts has been covering the court. Just the pressure that he's under at the moment. Feeling that he needs to go for more on the serve. Good move forward. Too hot to handle again, putting Searle under so much pressure. Set point now for Roberts. Terrific set of tennis from Simon Roberts. He breaks Searle again, and he's halfway towards another Masters Cup title here. So, are we about to end things here? Simon Roberts a game away from victory, Searle serving to stay in the match. Terrific body serve. He has been the bright point for him through the tournament, really, for Searle, the serve. But Roberts has got so many returns into play, and again, it's that pressure, feeling that he needs to go for a bit more. Results in the fault. terrific shot. Roberts overpowering Searle there, showing he can transition effectively. Championship points, a couple of them. It is glory for Simon Roberts here in Tolworth. He is the Babolat Masters Cup champion once again. He's been the best player today, and he's shown it in this final. He's beaten Stuart Searle in straight sets, and he is the champion once again at the Babolat Masters Cup.
Tremendous appreciation from the crowd for a superb performance from Simon Roberts. A devastating two-set victory. And now Dan Henderson for the presentation of the Babolat Masters Cup trophy.
A cracking final. Obviously, has to be a loser and a winner. And that winner today is Simon Roberts. Please give your appreciation to our winner today, Simon Roberts.
I think I played really well, hardly missed today, so I just took advantages of any point. I got his serve back, and then once I was in the rally, I felt a bit more comfortable.
So is world number one begging on the door for you?
Hopefully I can play a lot more tournaments. I missed a few this year, so my ranking dropped, so next year I want to play a lot more and hopefully get my number one ranking back.
And that's it. A fabulous and inspiring event in a sport that continues to rocket in popularity and recognition. There were some big shocks and stellar performances throughout the competition, but the 2016 Babolat Masters Cup champion is Simon Roberts.